And welcome to Alex Attempts Tabletop. Today, as you can see, we are on the Black Library homepage, and it's slightly overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff, and if you are new to the magical world of Warhammer and Black Library, you're going to be overwhelmed slightly. So today's video, I'm going to kind of suggest to you some of my top picks. So as you can see, we're on the Horus Heresy section, and there's a lot to the Horus Heresy now. It's a book series spanning 55 books, and now you have spin-off series like the Primarch book series. We've reached the Siege of Terror series, and there's a lot. So where do you begin? Well, you begin where it all started, of course. Horus Rising. This was my introduction into the addictive world of Warhammer, and with opening lines like, "I was there the day Horus slew the Emperor." Just sentences like that, it really starts it off for someone who has no idea. So for Heresy, it's got to be the Horus Rising, book 1. I would suggest the first 3 books. It's like a mini trilogy. Then after that, you can kind of dissect it and go wherever you want, because it's an overwhelming book series with around 50 plus books. That's a lot. That's a lot of reading and a lot of lore to indulge yourself in. But even if you just pick and choose a few heresy books, what you like the look of, I can suggest that. But for Horus Heresy, it's going to be the first one, Horus Rising, how he falls to chaos and how this tragedy, what cripples the Imperium, happens. And if we're going to keep going through the Horus Heresy, I do really suggest the Primarch book series. If you're like, oh, what do I read? The anthology books are really good. And once you start to learn about different Primarchs, you can find individual books dedicated to them. My personal favourite is the Fulgrim book with the Primarch series. It really shows his persona, how he approaches situations, but also it shows his arrogance, which later on will be a part of his downfall in the Horus Heresy book series. I'm not going to tell you anything else because that would be spoilers. Before the Horus Heresy was big, Warhammer 40k is something else. It is a huge spanning IP of Games Workshop and Black Library, and I could suggest multiple books. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to look from a beginner standpoint and suggest 3 to you, 3 different styles of books, 3 different styles of writers. Well, I say 3 different styles, 2 different styles of writers. So first off, First and Only, a Gaunt's Ghost novel by Dan Abnett. As it even says here, First and Only was one of the first books published by Black Library and the most read Warhammer 40k novel ever. So that's kind of a selling point already. The great thing about these books, it humanizes kind of the Warhammer 40k universe because it's on a perspective of a basic soldier, not a space marine, a bog standard Imperial trooper, and it shows Gaunt leading his ghosts throughout this entire crusade. And yeah, it's a journey. Like, there's a lot of books to this series as well. Lots of faces come and go because war, people die, obviously. But I definitely recommend this. And now go into something completely different. Soul Hunter by Aaron Dubensky Bolden. Soul Hunter is incredible. I've listened to it in the MP3 format on Audible, and it's a trilogy, and it really captures the grim darkness of Warhammer 40k, and it tells the story of the Night Lords and them just trying to survive, essentially. And it's amazing, it's gritty, it's dark, it really sells the chaos perspective to people, because even though Warhammer 40k, there isn't no good versus evil, because everyone is just trying to survive and achieve their own goals. This really paints, in brackets, the bad guys in a positive spotlight, because it makes you sympathize with them, because also they have daily struggles. Now going to something I actually haven't read yet, but I know loads of people would suggest it, and it is on my list of stuff to read. I'm ironically reading the Beckwin series before even starting this series. Once again, Dan Abnett, he's just an incredible writer. Xenos, it's the Eisenhorn series, he's an Inquisitor. and it really shows you a lot about the normal world, hive worlds, the everyday humans, and it really paints more into the world of Warhammer 40k and gives you an idea of just being an Inquisitor and going through your job and just doing some ballsy stuff, really. So these 3 books, for me personally, gives you 3 different perspectives and ideas on Warhammer 40k, Age of Sigmar, and I'm going to suggest some books for you. Technically still very new compared to the Warhammer Old World, insert Salt. I don't know much about the Old World, so I'm just going to talk about Age of Sigmar. So my first entry into Age of Sigmar was the Realm Gate Wars, which is the Gates of Azir. This is kind of the prequel book to which will become the Realm Gate War series, which is Sigmar and his Stormcast hosts trying to reclaim the mortal realms from chaos, because after the brackets Old World was taken over by chaos, it was all bad. And then this is the whole point of brackets good guys coming to take back the mortal realms from chaos. So Gates of Azir is really good because it's like a short novella under 200 pages. It just really tells you the background and what's going on. It really sets you up then for the Realm Gate War series. I actually have those books. I haven't read them because I literally just got them off eBay like a few weeks ago, but I'm looking forward to read them. So I suggest the Gates of Azir, then you can dive into the Realm Gate series. This was my first ever Warhammer, well, it wasn't my first ever Warhammer audiobook, but Nagash, the Undying King by Josh Reynolds. It's probably one of the best audiobooks I've listened to. It really gives you an aspect of not just Nagash, but his Mortarks, the people who live in the realm of Shais, the realm of dead, like Skellybobs and zombies essentially, for those who don't know. And it really gave me more investment into this character, and it makes me then want to go back and look at his old kind of fluff, his kind of background, which would have been in the Old World. I do actually have the Nagash Omnibus trilogy book. What I need to read that at some point. Maybe that can be a video for another time. I'm rambling. And another book I'm going to suggest, which is also by Josh Reynolds, Soul Wars. So essentially at the minute, for those who don't know, Age of Sigmar is kind of edging into phase 3. We first had the Realm Gate Wars, which was taking back all the realms, trying to fight off chaos, all the baddies. And then Soul Wars was Sigmar and Nagash having a fight, because lots of death was like, no, this isn't good. And now we're kind of getting to the Broken Realms. I'm not going to cover that today because that is still ongoing. But I suggest these 3 books for Age of Sigmar. And that's where I'm going to kind of stop this video today, because Warhammer recently, they've spun off and done Warhammer Crime, Warhammer Horror, and there's like little small novellas, anthology books. If you would like to see me do maybe a Warhammer anthology series, because I've read a few of them, I can. I could do a Warhammer little series. Like there's a lot, like essentially Black Library producing so much books. I can't keep up. But it gives me possibilities to do more videos if you guys would like to see that. So before I go, hopefully you enjoyed this. I don't often do these videos. I often do paint guides, battle reports, and little ramble videos, hobby tips. But it's been a while since I've done a kind of, hey, you're new to this, you want to check this out type of video. So hopefully, if you're new, hopefully it was kind of helpful. For those of you who are veterans of this hobby, whatever, leave comments in the section suggesting your favourite books, and it can help some new people who may have just stumbled across this video, unfortunately. So they would appreciate that. I would appreciate that too. And before I go, I actually have to thank Noctum, one of my Patreons. He suggested I do a video like this ages ago. Now I'm doing it. And also thank you to one of my regular subscribers, Epon, for suggesting this book series as well. I hope you guys enjoy it. And also, me speaking of Patreon, I have a Patreon. If you want to check it out, I'd appreciate it. These guys on the screen now, they're really cool people. They really help me out, pay for the software, equipment and all that. But till next time, you all take care.